Third down and short. Flanders, handoff right side. Oh, I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either.
I think he's going to be about a yard shy, and it's going to be fourth down and a yard near midfield.
Right when the third down play ended, I looked directly to Coach Fritz. I knew it was going to be a big call. At this time, just a coach's son growing up, I knew that he was either going to go for it or we're going to punt and play some defense.
I think you got to punt the football. Defense stopped them. They played well the last series. I don't think you gamble here. You can call a timeout and think about it, but I think you punt the football and play defense.
Had a good feeling that he was probably going to go for it at that point in time.
I wanted the ball in Tim's hands.
I think you punt it and you play defense and force Montana to go the length of the field.
He looked up and said, basically, "You're the boss, what should we do?" And of course I already knew that he was going for it, so I said, "Let's go."
Right when I looked at Coach Fritz, I heard him say we're going to go for it.
Wow. Maybe they're going to just try to draw Montana offside.
I'm not opposed to taking chances.
I cannot see Willie Fritz snapping this football.
I have to get this first down. No matter what happens, I had to get the ball with one more yard.
Received the snap, turned, gave the ball to Tim.
They're going to run it.
First thing that ran through my mind was, oh no. The crowd. I just heard everybody go silent.
Sam Houston State University Bearkats.
When head coach Willie Fritz took the reins to resurrect the Sam Houston State football program, he returned to Huntsville, Texas to find a 316-acre campus that had dramatically evolved since his time as the Bearkats secondary and special teams coach nearly 20 years earlier. Over the past 2 decades, the student body had doubled to nearly 17,000 students. Influenced by its proximity to a major metropolitan area, and located just 70 miles north of downtown Houston, all estimates project Sam Houston State will top 20,000 in enrollment by the end of the decade. Founded in 1879 and named after Texas's greatest hero, General Sam Houston, the school was originally best known as the first teachers' college west of the Mississippi. Today, Sam Houston State boasts diverse programs in 6 colleges, including top 25 programs in criminal justice and the performing arts. Classified as a doctoral research university by the Carnegie Commission on Higher Education, it places Sam Houston in the top 7% of all U.S. colleges and universities, truly making Sam Houston State a great name in Texas education. Bearkats have a dominant East Texas reach with over 75,000 active alumni in the region. Famous alumni include former CBS Evening News anchor Dan Rather, baseball and business entrepreneur Don Sanders, and filmmaker Richard Linklater. After success at Blinn Junior College and Central Missouri State University, Coach Fritz was confident in the direction he could take Sam Houston State. The first order of business was to get to work on recruiting from the rich pool of talent in the state of Texas. Coach Fritz's initial class, while small, included several players who would be instrumental in setting the stage for future success. In 2010, the Bearkats were immediately more competitive, finishing 6-5 in their first year under Coach Fritz. The Bearkats opened the 2011 football season with a pair of home games against nationally ranked opponents, a test to be for sure. A preseason pick to finish 4th in the Southland Conference, early success would be critical in living up to the high expectations head coach Willie Fritz, the coaching staff, and team had set for themselves.
The kids that we had that stayed with us, that we inherited, were obviously kids that we felt were doing things the right way.
I'm a little intense, to say the least, and you know, I want our players to be that way, because every time you take the field, it's take the field with an attitude that you know they're not going to score on you.
Up first, the Bearkats hosted Western Illinois. The Leathernecks dominated the Cats 56-14 just 1 year earlier in Illinois, and were coming off an NCAA playoff appearance. The Bearkats proved worthy of the test as the defense strangled the Leathernecks' running game, holding Western Illinois to -6 yards rushing in the first half, en route to a 20-6 season-opening victory. In a sign of things to come, the strategy to make opposing offenses one-dimensional would be key to the Cats' ultimate success.
Every Saturday, our goal is to stop the run. I mean, we got an attack-style defense, so we're going to load the box, we're going to blitz, and we're going to stop the run first and foremost.
Next up was conference favorite Central Arkansas. The Bearkats were intent on making a statement in the season's first Southland Conference matchup. And make a statement they did. Behind the 1-2 punch of Tim Flanders and Richard Sincere, the Bearkats rolled up more than 300 rushing yards against one of the top defenses in the league, cruising to a 31-10 victory. The victory also put the Bearkats on the map nationally as they secured a number 20 ranking in the polls. Just 2 games into the season, and the Cats were starting to click with their new-look offense. The Bearkats would need that potent offense against their next opponent as they went on the road for a game against their lone FBS-level opponent, traveling to Albuquerque for a game against the New Mexico Lobos of the Mountain West Conference. The Bearkats continued to show just how dangerous their offense was, racking up 48 points and 547 yards of total offense in an impressive overtime victory over the Lobos. Running back Tim Flanders set a Sam Houston State school record with 5 rushing touchdowns in the upset victory, its first over an FBS opponent in a dozen years. The Cats caught the eye of many as one of the only FCS teams in the country to defeat an FBS opponent.
A big part of that was how focused and how determined the coaches and the student athletes were, the team members were, in making it through that game and through the overtime to win that game. So I think that was really a turning point on their efforts as a team together.
Back at Bauer Stadium after a long road trip to New Mexico, Sam Houston and UTSA were locked in a Week 4 contest dominated by defense. With quarterback Brian Bell sidelined with an injury, first downs and points came at a premium. At the end of the day, the Bearkats made enough big plays on both sides of the ball in the second half to get it done, prevailing 22-7 over former University of Miami coach Larry Coker and the first-year Roadrunners program. There is no doubt the SFA Sam Houston game, well known in East Texas as the Battle of the Piney Woods, is special. Since moving to Reliant Stadium, the home of the Houston Texans, in 2010, an always intense and sometimes heated affair had been ratcheted up yet another notch or two. You can feel the energy between the teams the moment you walk in the building.
And the fans, they just into the game the whole entire game. They just standing up going crazy, and it's just something that you have to be there to experience.
The game brings out the competitive juices of the fans and alumni of both schools. The atmosphere was electric, and the players felt it as well.
it just gave me a feeling like we got to get this done for them, like not only for ourselves, but this game is bigger than just us guys that's playing it. And so I just felt like I just wanted to give my best, not only for my teammates, but for the alumni too.
The game started slow for the Bearcats, and it was clear that the Lumberjacks wanted to prove a point against the 11th ranked Cats as Sam Houston clung to a 10-3 lead at the half. The Bearcats came out of the halftime locker room with their offensive guns blazing. After making significant strategic adjustments, Brian Bell hit Keith Blanton for a 55-yard touchdown pass on the opening possession. The Cats would continue to roll, and just moments later, Tim Flanders delivered what would become the signature moment of the 2011 season, leaping into the end zone over an SFA defender for the score.
Flanders around that right side, leaps over and ends for the touchdown.
The Flanders flip drew instant national attention.
Tim Flanders, Sam Houston State versus Stephen F. Austin here, the 86th Battle of the Piney Woods. And 3 cheers for Flanders, Tim Flanders. College football, Sam Houston State, Stephen F. Austin, he flips over the defender at the goal line.
All I seen was just me and the defender. I mean, I kind of in my mind, I was thinking he was going to try to hit me on my legs anyway. My first intention, I was just going to just jump over him. But then I don't know what happened. I ended up flipping, my eyes closed. Next thing I know, I hear everybody else cheering and everybody's faces, and it was crazy.
When he came off the field, I told him he needed to stick the landing a little bit better, but I could tell when he kind of gathered himself on a step or two before he got to the end zone that he was going to jump over the top. And you know, I've used it as a kind of a model to our football team about having great ball security. If you notice in the there's a picture that we have, and you know, Tim's got the ball high and tight while his head's, you know, towards the ground and his feet are up towards the sky.
After the game, my mom, she told me I better not do that again.
For any remaining doubters, this Bearcats team proved it was now ready for prime time. The offense steamrolled the Lumberjacks, rattling off 35 unanswered points in the second half, and the defense continued its dominant performance, creating turnovers and setting up several scoring opportunities for the offense. With pride restored and the Battle of the Piney Woods trophy in hand, all was well with the Bearcat Nation.
We had a little bit of adversity that first half, didn't we? Yeah. Great job. Way down in the valley. Way down in the valley. I heard the mighty voice. I heard the mighty voice. It was the mighty, mighty cat. It was the mighty, mighty cat.
While the offense was young and still learning as the season progressed, the defense was much more seasoned. Led by seniors Cash David and Ed DeCambry and a talented group of juniors, many of the starters were in their third year under defensive coordinator Scott Stoker. The Cats had now cracked the top 10 in the national polls, and Willie Fritz was not about to let the Bearcats fall into the trap of having a letdown following an emotional win.
Coach Fritz said, just take it 1 week at a time. Be 1-0 every week. He made it real simple for us. A lot of teams could look at stuff like that, getting 7, 8-0, and starting to feel a little pressure.
The Bearcats continue to roll through opponents and climb the national rankings week after week. Sam Houston State kept their momentum while knocking off Nichols, McNeese, Lamar, and Southeastern Louisiana.
I think McNeese was another ball game. Sam had a lot of success playing at McNeese, and we went in there. That was a close ball game at halftime and absolutely blew it open in the second half.
Still undefeated, the momentum and excitement around the team from both the students and the community was building to an all-time high. Attendance was increasing each week, and the players started noticing a change as well. The stage was set and the stakes were high. Their miraculous regular season was capped off by defeating Northwestern to clinch the outright Southland Conference Championship, and finally securing an undefeated regular season by dismantling Texas State. In doing so, the Cats had secured home field advantage throughout the playoffs as they pressed towards their goal, Frisco, Texas, and a national championship. Next up was the NCAA Division I Football Championship playoffs. Success was nothing new to Sam Houston State. They had been in similar positions before in the past, making playoff runs in 2001 and 2004, reaching the semifinals. Since moving up to Division I, Sam Houston teams have made 15 appearances in NCAA championship events and won 24 Southland Conference championships. Included in the NCAA championships were 2 March Madness appearances by the men's basketball team. In 2005, Sam Houston State Athletics won the Southland Conference Commissioner's Cup for the first time in school history. It was the longtime goal of Sam Houston Athletics Director Bobby Williams to claim the trophy for the top department in the league. They then followed that up by winning it again in 2006 and 2007, and are still the only school to achieve the Southland's top honor 3 years running. But this time it all felt different. Some of the biggest moments in SHSU athletic history happened off campus, away from the watchful eyes of many Bearkat students, fans, and alumni. Sam Houston was on the brink of history, and the chance was now in front of them to have it all play out on the turf at Bowers Stadium. Win or go home. That phrase carries some weight. It's black and white with no room for compromise. It's a pressure-packed statement. You win or you go home. Every victory, every hard hit, high-flying catch, every last yard gained, and points scored in the previous months didn't matter now. Only one thing mattered: win the next game and survive to play another day. When the Bearkats learned Stony Brook would be their opening opponent, Fritz and his staff went to work on a game plan, respectful of a program they knew very little about. Indeed, the Stony Brook game was an epic battle. For the first time since the game at New Mexico, the Bearkats were tested for all 4 quarters. They trailed at the half 10-3 before answering back with a pair of third quarter scores to take a 17-10 lead. Stony Brook never went away, however, twice tying the game, including a score with less than 7 minutes to play. The Cats responded with a 10-play drive that used up 5.5 minutes. With championship hopes on the line, they turned to the man who had found the end zone 22 times before, and Tim Flanders did what he does best.
Bell hands it off. Flanders coming outside. He's going to get there. There's a Bearkat in the end zone. And for the 23rd time this year, his name is Tim Flanders. And the Cats lead with 61 seconds left.
After a nail-biter in their playoff opener, the #1 ranked Cats avoided the upset and survived to advance to a Saturday afternoon showdown with previously top-ranked Montana State.
Welcome to Huntsville, Texas, and Elliott T. Bauer Stadium on the campus of Sam Houston State University. The homestanding Bearkats put a perfect season and the top seed on the line this afternoon behind the legs of record-setting running back Tim Flanders.
The Cats made little doubt of the outcome against Montana State. After trailing early in the game, the Bearkats' offense blew things open, scoring 35 points in the second and third quarters.
So, Sam Houston State and Bell, he'll keep it. The quarterback has some running room. He's to the 30, to the 20. Nobody's going to catch him.
The highlight of the game came on a touchdown by Richard Sincere that simply had to be seen to be believed.
Here's Bell for the play action. It works well. Batted in the air and caught. Sincere comes down with it. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Sam Houston State. Are you kidding me?
Sincere's electrifying score gave the Cats a 21-6 lead and some much-needed momentum going into the half. But Montana State cut the lead to just 8 points with an early third-quarter score. The Special Forces struck again when Brandon Klossner delivered the dagger on the ensuing kickoff with an 82-yard return for a touchdown.
At the 18-yard line, here goes Klossner. He's gonna go the distance. Touchdown, Sam Houston State. There are no flags, 82 yards.
With Montana State eliminated, just one team stood between the Bearkats in a trip to the national championship, Montana.
We welcome you to Bauer Stadium on the campus of Sam Houston State University, where tonight the top-seeded Bearkats look to advance to the school's first-ever national championship game behind the nation's top-scoring offense. To do so, they will have to slow down a Montana Grizzly team that enters tonight's game seeded fourth in these playoffs and looking to make their second trip to the title game in the last 3 seasons.
Twice the Grizzlies halted a Bearkat playoff run, including a semifinal win in 2004 in Montana. But this was in Huntsville on a Friday night in front of a sellout crowd, and the Bearkats were intent on writing a different script.
That was a very special moment for our department, but it was really something very special for me as an individual, having been here as long as I have, because you know, the Montana game, they had stopped us in 2001 and 2004 from moving forward.
It was loud. I mean, it was extremely loud. We could hardly hear the plays.
In the early going, it was all Bearkats. Sam Houston jumped out to a 21-0 lead before the end of the first quarter. Tim Flanders was on his way to a career night, sprinting 69 yards for a score for the second touchdown of the game.
Sam Houston State with the football up 7. Here comes Sincere in motion, but they will give the handoff to Flanders. The All-American tailback in the open field to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Tim Flanders, 69 yards.
However, this was a semifinal, and a trip to Frisco was on the line. The Grizzlies weren't going away quietly into the Huntsville night. The perennial FCS power chipped away at the deficit, and early in the fourth quarter, cut the Bearkats' lead to just 3.
Got to keep believing and keep fighting through it. And, you know, we got a big turnover to start the second half, and that ended up being a big part of the ball game. And then they got going, and when they got going, it was hard to stop them.
After a defensive stop and with 6 minutes left on the clock, a trip to the national championship was on the line.
Well, they were challenged, the Bearkat defense, and they answered.
The fate of the entire Bearkat nation was in the hands of sophomores Brian Bell and Tim Flanders. After 6 straight running plays by Bell and Flanders, the chance to play in that national championship game fell on one play, one decision.
3rd down and short. Flanders, handoff right side. Oh, I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either.
I think he's going to be about a yard shy, and it's going to be 4th down and a yard near midfield.
Right when the third down play ended, I looked directly at Coach Fritz. I knew it was going to be a big call at this time.
I think you punt it and you play defense and force Montana to go the length of the field.
We knew that Tim was going to get the ball, and everybody, we was just ready to block and just get the first down, because we knew that once we got that first down, we pretty much had the game.
Wow. Maybe they're going to just try to draw Montana offside. I cannot see Willie Fritz snapping this football.
I'm not opposed to taking chances.
Flanders had already run 20 times for 241 yards on the night, and with the game on the line, Coach Willie Fritz asked Tim Flanders to step up and get one more. On 4th and 1 with 2:06 on the clock, Flanders took the handoff from Bell, started right, cut to the left, and ran 22 yards, setting off a deafening roar in Bauer Stadium.
They're going to run it with Flanders left side. First down and a whole lot more. To the 30, and he slides down. Wow. On 4th and 1 from the 48, Tim Flanders picks up 22, and his career day is getting even better.
I just heard the crowd go quiet. All of a sudden, I'm carrying out my fake. I turn around, and the crowd just went crazy.
Season, but for Sam Houston State advancing to the championship game.
Frisco was the goal from the start, and the Cats had now arrived. What started as a goal written on a whiteboard a year earlier was now a reality. Sam Houston was about to play for a national championship against North Dakota State, another first-time title game participant. The matchup featured the explosive offense of the Cats against the stingy defense of the Bison. Unfortunately for the Bearkats, the defense won out as North Dakota State pulled off a 17-6 victory. The loss hurt, there is no doubt about that. The Cats were so close to perfection, yet they had to watch as another team celebrated. But looking back on the year, it was a resounding success. For 15 weeks, these young men and coaches put everything on the line and did something no other Sam Houston team had ever done. This team exemplified everything the Sam Houston Athletic Department and university as a whole embodies.
I just feel so proud of their dedication and just their enthusiasm and passion.
As Sam Houston State Athletics continue to move forward, so much can be taken from this miraculous run. In 2011, the Cats boasted an undefeated regular season, 7 All-Americans, and numerous new school records. But there is so much more than that. Dedication, determination, and drive to overcome any and all obstacles were life lessons that were put on display by these young men.
The most important thing that I felt that they needed to know was the fact that they had changed the culture of the university. Everything that the team had done, even though we had lost that day, they had achieved something that had never been achieved at Sam Houston.
This Bearkat squad finished the year with heads held high, knowing that they had changed the face of their university and laid the groundwork for a very, very bright future.